Alright, third and final video of the week. Okay, so this is the kind of catch-all section. So there's really two basic parts of this section. One of them's pretty easy, one of them's a little confusing. But I do have some good news, which I'll get to later. But first one is arc length and sector area, I believe. Arc length, arc length, arc length, arc length. No sector area? Did we not do sector area? I don't know. I'm going to add a sector area if we did. I'll go through it real quick because it's pretty easy. Okay. So, arc length and sector area. So say you have a circle, and we want to figure out, and we have an angle like this that we'll say is 120 degrees, right? And that this radius is 6. Okay, so we have 120 degrees and 6. And we want to figure out what the length of the arc is, what this distance is right here. I want to figure out how long that is. Okay, so this is a piece of the circumference, right? So this is a piece of the circumference. So I need to figure out two things. First, I need to figure out what the whole circumference is. And the formula for that is c equals 2 pi times the radius. Okay, so let's just do that real quick. 2 pi times radius, the radius is 6, so that means c equals 12 pi. Okay, pretty easy. All right, so the other piece, that's one. We have the distance around the whole thing. The other piece is how much of the circle is this? Well, this is 120 degrees. There's 360 in the whole circle. So I just make a fraction. I'm going to say, what is 120 divided by 360, right? How much of my circle am I using? Well, I'm using this much. Reduce that fraction and I get 1/3. So I'm using 1/3 of the circle. So what that means is I need 1/3 of the circumference. Okay, so I just say 1/3 times 12 pi. All right, so 12 divided by 3, that's going to equal 4 pi. That's it. Don't do any more. Stop. Like, leave it in terms of pi. But that's all you got to do. For arc length, you just do degrees over 360 and then times circumference. Okay? Pretty easy. Okay, let's switch it up. Let's say I don't want to find the circumference, or the arc length. What I want to figure out is how much of this circle is it? Maybe I'm talking about pizza. How much pizza is it? Maybe that's the crust, and I want the whole pizza. Okay? Well, so again, two things I need to figure out. First one is now I'm talking area, so I need to figure out what the area of the whole circle is. Okay, so area of a circle, the formula for that is a equals pi r squared. All right, radius is 6. 6 squared is 36, so that means a equals 36 pi. Perfect, that's one thing. Second thing is, how much of the circle am I using? Well, it's the same circle, so it's 120 over 360, or 1/3. So I used I ate 1/3 of the pizza. So what's 1/3 of 36 pi? Well, we say 36 pi divided by 3, which is 12 pi. You're done. Again, that is all arc length and sector area is. Yeah. Again, there's no sector area questions on the test right now, but if we went over it, which I'm going to go back and check, I'm going to add one. So know how to do both these because it's really easy. Okay, so that's the easy section. The easy part of this. So it's just the sector area and arc length. Okay. Okay, so here's the part that's kind of ugly. Kind of ugly, I say. It is, what is the value of something giving a weird cosine value? So like, say I was saying cosine of theta equals, I don't know, 0.6325. What is the sine value? This is where that Pythagorean identity came in. Okay, so remember the Pythagorean identity was this guy. Sine squared of theta plus cosine squared of theta equals 1. Right? Because x squared plus y squared equals 1. If you were talking about a Pythagorean whatever, blah, blah, blah. I went over that before. Anyways, here's the formula. But this doesn't look anything like this. I'm so confused. Well, you rewrite it. And you guys have already done these problems. They're pretty easy. Say I'm looking for, I have cosine and I want to figure out what sine is. So I'm going to rewrite this to solve for sine. So first thing I would do is say sine squared of theta equals 1 minus cosine squared theta. Okay? All I have left to do is get rid of that square. So that means I take a square root of both sides. So I've got sine of theta equals the square root of 1 minus cosine squared theta. Okay, so the good news about this problem is you essentially are working it out the exact same way regardless of what I give you. If I give you the cosine, you would still, it would look like this. I would plug in that weird decimal point right here. So I would say 0.6325 squared, 1 minus whatever that is, okay? Then take the square root of all that. All right, I actually have to get a calculator for this. I can't just ask Alexa, grumble, grumble, growl, growl. Okay, so let's work through this. Okay, so what did I say it was? 6325. Okay, so first thing I want to do is say 0.66325, where's my squared? Squared, okay? Give me some number. 0.400. Okay, so now I'm going to say 1 minus 0.400. I think it was 0.4002, I think, whatever. Okay, 0.5998. All right, so now I've done this cosine squared thing and 1 minus. So now I just take the square root of this. Square root 0.5998. That's my answer. I'm done. Okay, so my answer would be 0.7744. So again, the nice thing about this is at no point did I type sine or cosine. So if I gave you the sine of something, I'm still going to follow those exact same steps. Because if I were to solve this equation for cosine, it would look like this. Cosine of theta equals the square root of 1 minus sine squared of theta. Again, almost exactly the same. And again, the thing I want to point out is I never typed sine or cosine into my calculator. So you're solving it exactly the same way, regardless of it being sine or cosine. The big difference was the problems that you had to solve for tangent. There are no tangent problems on the test. I am not going to add any. You just need to know this one. Okay? That's it. That is this section. So again, quick recap. So in this last final section, again, it's the catch-all section. You should know arc length or pizza crust, sector area or how much of the pizza you're eating, and then the Pythagorean identity stuff, which is this guy. Okay? So plug that thing in where you have this. So again, the steps to do it. I would say 0.6325 squared, 1 minus whatever number that is. Square root all that. That is your answer. And then you're done. Okay? Hopefully that's not too much. And again, no tangent ones. Don't worry about those. So good luck. I'm going to give you guys plenty of time to do the test. So yeah, let me know if there's anything else. And if not, I will see you guys in your online tutoring stuff. Adios.